Welcome back everyone to Fisher Gaming. I'm your host Jason Fisher, and we're going to continue on with the story of Zoe. When last we left off, we just finished the very first timeline. You know, now we are going to go into the war with the Federation. And we got some big events coming up on this character. A weakness I have always had with my characters was melee weapons, and this this creature, for some odd reason, I just feel she needs a melee weapon. So I went ahead and I'm pulling out the batleth that she came with, and I've been practicing with a different character on a good way to do melee damage. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to deactivate the auto fire on this, and then what I started doing on my other characters is I just been taking my hand off the mouse and instead putting them on the 10 key pad, and so I would just go right up to a person. Here, let's go just for kicks and giggles. Let's go to the batleth tournament over here. But simply put, I just take my hand off the mouse and onto the keypad. And if you look right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, all written in the top left-hand corners of the hotbar here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is in case one of your partners goes under. And then 6 and 7 don't do anything, but 8 gives me a buff there. 9 would throw a grenade, and then the 0 key would give me a lunge, which lunge is good for melee events. And I am going to set up my boards as I go along. Try to figure out a good setup for a melee weapon. But if that fails me, then I can just click the Z key and I still have my shotgun there. So let's go ahead and go on to the next story. So click here, episodes, and bringing down the house.
Sirella, Lady of the House of Martok, has requested that you meet her at the house estate in the Ketha lowlands. She did not explain why she wanted to see you, but I expect that she has some tasks she would like completed. The House of Martok has lost much prestige since I took the Chancellor's seat, but they still have many allies among the KDF, and I am loath to reject Sirella's request without a good reason. Gaining the favor of the House of Martok could serve you well, but remember, they have many enemies. I harbor no ill towards Sirella, but do not get caught up in her vengeance against me. It would not be in your best interest.
Alright, meet with Lady Sirella of the House of Martok at the Ketha lowlands on Kronos. Passage to the lowlands is through the gate in First City. And we get all these weapons here, including a new tactical officer. That's going to be good. Except,
serve the Empire well. Kapla!
okay, if you look on our mini-map, you can see there's a green arrow, so we should be able just to walk right over there. Let's look at our map. they're right there. Now, a little secret. The top right-hand corner of your mini-map brings that up, but you can also press the M key. So, small detail that can come in handy. And we are going to go through these gates right here. Again, bringing down the house. Okay, Thrak is not showing any special abilities, so let's take a look at him. Actually, we want to go into stations. Actually, let's go to Thrak and let's go to skills and see what he has going here. Let's try order. Okay, well he's got some abilities. It's mostly healing. For some odd reason. I'm bringing him up. Oh, there they are. I was wondering why those weren't there. So, take that.
Ah, the estate of House Martok. It has been too long. After Gowron stripped my house of its titles and lands, this place became my home. I will defend it and House Martok to my final breath. Come, Lady Sirella waits for us ahead. Believe me when I say it is unwise to keep her waiting.
Alright, let's speak to Lady Sirella. And she's right there. Hello.
Welcome. I will skip the usual pleasantries. We have serious matters to discuss. The House of Martok has many enemies. Some of them seek to curry favor with Gempok, or the House of Duras, by striking at us. Until now, most of these attacks have been little more than a nuisance. But now we know that an enemy may be plotting to assassinate Worf, and my grandson, Maven, may also be a target. The filthy Baktag willing to carry out such dishonorable attacks must be stopped. And so, I ask you to find these assassins and eliminate them.
I know it's been a while since I've played this particular episode, but I do not remember the crown here. This must be some new modeling going on, because she looks a little more detailed than she used to as well. So this may be something new as well. We will do what we can to assist you later, Sirella.
Any threat to House Martok will be dealt with, my lady. On that, you have my word as a warrior. Where is Maven now?
He is on his way to the Batleth tournament on Forcus 3 with your father. Worf assured me that he would handle security matters during the trip, but that was before you reported your findings to me.
We should go focus. We should go to Forcus. I'll Forcus 3 as well.
Before you go, I have another concern. Our local farmers reported seeing a Romulan here recently. Given Kemtar's suspicions of a house collaborating with the Tal Shiar, it seems to be an odd coincidence. We need to know what the Romulan was doing here before you leave for the tournament.
That is indeed suspicious. We will investigate at once. Farm manager?
A Romulan? Here? Once I would have considered that impossible. But we live in strange times. Maybe they have come to their senses and joined with the Empire against the Federation.
Maybe.
I haven't seen this Romulan myself, but one of the others might have. You have my leave to speak with the workers. One of them might have seen your pointy-eared interloper about.
I'll I'll see what they have to say.
Of what interest is a Klingon farm to a Romulan?
Looks like we got a whole bunch of stuff, so let's take a look at the map. I'm gonna talk to these guys first, since we're kind of already heading in that general direction. Okay, there's nothing like going the long way around, right? Fortunately, I got a high jumper. Seems no one around here wants to talk, so we'll go out over here. I guess they don't like me going over the walls. Okay, we're in the fields now. And there's a farmer we can talk to right there.
The only thing I've paid attention to of late has been the lack of rain. But you're a warrior, not a farmer. You wouldn't be interested in that. Sorry I couldn't help you.
Very well. If you see anything suspicious, contact us once. Now this time I thought all of Klingon for warriors.
The Togs have been busy tearing up my roots, but other than that, I haven't seen anything unusual.
I see. Targs are persistent creatures, as are Romulans.
I remember seeing the Romulan. He said he was a surveyor hired to architect a new irrigation system. He set up equipment on the hill over there, but I haven't seen him lately. It wouldn't surprise me if he's up to no good. You can never trust a Romulan.
Okay.
This surveyor may be more than he seems. The idea of a Romulan moving alone, freely on estate grounds? I do not like where this is going. Let's follow his steps. Doing so could lead to insight on the Romulan's actions.
Okay. Alright, let's find this surveyor then. Basically right directly in front of me.
I see the equipment there. It is definitely Romulan tech.
Alright, check it out.
That is definitely Romulan gear, but it is not surveying equipment.
What is it then?
It is a short-range EM transmitter, not something a surveyor would use, Romulan or otherwise. I have a bad feeling about this. Disable it at once.
I'll deal with it.
That is definitely Romulan gear, but it is not. It is a short... Well done. We still have a suspicious Romulan on the loose, however.
Indeed.
There is a shipping and receiving area nearby, close to a landing pad. I suggest speaking with the workers there. They may have seen our mysterious surveyor recently.
Alright, let's go to the shipping and handling. A good plan. We might pick up the trail there. Not gonna let me do it. Alright, this place looks familiar.
Yes, I remember this man. It's not every day you see a Romulan in the Ketha lowlands. He didn't say he was a surveyor, though. He told me that he was a part of a diplomatic delegation studying our agriculture.
The plot thickens.
Martok would have never let a Romulan set foot on our world. That's why I don't think much of Jimpak. He's too soft.
He's like
The
a
oddest
baby.
thing I
isn't he?
remember, other than him being a Romulan, was that he personally scheduled the delivery of goods to the farm. That is against our security procedures. Lady Sirella insists on authorizing all deliveries to the manor. However, his codes were valid, and he had Lady Sirella's signature, so I did as he asked. His delivery arrived today. It is the large package we moved to the grain storage shed near the House of Martok's manor. Tnep would know what was ordered. He handles most of Lady Sirella's business transactions.
Let us speak with Tnap. I want to know more about this package.
And now our surveyor is a diplomat. A Tal Shiar spy seems more likely.
Alright.
I processed that delivery. It was an order for the House of Martok. They needed explosives for digging out a new irrigation system. The order was placed by Lady Sirella with her signature and authorization codes. She must need the new irrigation channel badly. Normally, Sirella delays such tasks until the winter, when the farm hands aren't busy with planting and harvesting.
More Romulan Tetru. We'll deal with this at once.
This spy is clever, placing the explosives near the House of Martok's fertilizer stores. If he detonates them, the results will be devastating. I believe that device we found earlier was intended to be a trigger relay. Taking it out will slow the Romulan down, but it may not be enough to foil his plan.
Agreed.
We should focus our search near the fertilizer shed. The spy will need a good vantage point to monitor the area before he triggers the detonation. Come, the hunt continues. Use your scanner to search for Romulan life signs.
It's time to put an end to this Romulan Tetru. Move out. Okay, trace the spy.
The signal is getting weaker.
Okay. This is a hot and cold thing here then.
The signal is getting weaker.
Okay, it's kind of hinting that it's over this way.
The signal is getting stronger.
Okay, well, let's just go straight this way.
The signal is getting stronger.
All right.
The signal is getting stronger.
It's hinting at this direction. Let me see.
The signal is getting stronger.
So, over here by the landing pad, let's see what we find here.
The signal is getting stronger.
Okay, I'm stuck.
The signal is getting stronger.
I am stuck. And I'm afraid there is only one way to unstick myself. And it's going to require starting all over. Well, not completely over. That very rarely happens, but it does happen, and it is quite frustrating when it does. Catching the scent. There we go.
This spy. We should... The signal is getting weaker. The signal is getting stronger. There, by the ship. What is that Romulan doing?
The House of Martok will crumble, and with it, the rest of the Klingon Empire. You cannot stop what has begun.
The words of an enemy, and a fool.
Treacherous for shock! It's an ambush!
Missed him. Okay. And he left something here.
Deal with that bomb before it kills us all!
Alright, bomb is dealt with.
This ship, it is the Rotaran, the flagship of House Martok. That Romulan wanted to blow up more than fertilizer.
If he would have succeeded.
It would have been a fatal blow, both to the House and its honor. One thing is clear. Whoever is behind this plot has no honor. Not even a Vekiri would join forces with the Tal Shiar. It is madness!
Indeed. What's our next move?
We must continue the hunt, my friend. The Romulan still draws breath, and as long as he lives, our troubles will multiply. A piece of Baktok probably beamed up to a cloaked vessel in orbit. Let us return to your ship and see if we can find it.
All right.
Ever since Gempok recognized the government on New Romulus, the number of Romulan ships in orbit over Kronos has increased. Most of them have legitimate reasons for being here. As a diplomat, I realize that harassing such a ship could lead to an incident. That's trouble we do not need.
Agreed. We will be discreet in our search.
Very well. I am willing to continue, as long as you understand that discovering the vessel that holds our quarry will be difficult.
Difficult, but not impossible. Scan for cloaked vessels.
There's a lot of warp and impulse traffic in the area. It's too much for the scanners to handle, especially if we're dealing with a cloaked ship. That's assuming the ship is still in the system. They may have gone to warp as soon as the spy stepped off the transporter pad.
We're not done yet. Scan for singularity core emissions.
Ah, your intuition served us well, my friend. Scanners are detecting trace singularity distortions from the nearby asteroids. I believe a cloaked Romulan warbird recently entered warp there. If we get a closer scan, I will be able to plot a course based on the warp trail signature.
Help, take us closer to the asteroids.
I'm being pursued by annoying Klingon insects. I love life. As much as I would love to dance, I have a pressing appointment elsewhere. Change of heart.
Trail detected. Sensor analysis indicates that the Romulan is headed for the Forcus system.
They're going after him, Evan, and your father.
Agreed. I believe Lady Sirella's suspicions were correct. The Romulans mean to kill Maven and anyone that gets in their way, like my father. Both Maven and my father are formidable warriors, but even they can be overwhelmed by numbers and treachery. I must go to Forcus to warn them. Will you join me, my friend?
Well, let's set off for Forcus Maximum Warp.
We have arrived in the Forcus system. The Warbird's warp trail ends here. She's out there, somewhere. Initiating sensor sweep now.
Very well. We should attempt to contact your father and warn him.
I've hailed him several times, but he has not answered. Either he is unable to respond, or unwilling to respond.
Unwilling?
Let us hope he is engaged with the Batleth tournament, and watching over Maven. We will need to beam down to the surface to know for certain, however.
Have we located the Warbird?
Yes, she is dropping into orbit over Forcus 3 and hailing us. It appears Commander Tarson would like a word.
Put the piece of back tag on screen.
You're becoming an annoyance.
Oh, well, thank you.
You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy you.
That'll be the day. All hands battle stations.
Target's shields have failed.
Scan for energy traces so we can follow him.
Alright, scanning now. That's where we need to go.
Find him!
Alright,
Quickly!
There it is. Okay, I'm going to take this time to explain a little something I did on that last group. As you can see, these are the weapons here, and I have that same highlight, green highlights, noting that they fire automatically. This is our torpedo. One disadvantage to our torpedoes is that they cannot penetrate shields very fast. So I decided to remove the auto fire, and as I'm firing on a ship, I wait until the shields are gone, then I hit that torpedo. And that does a lot more damage. So anytime you're setting up a ship, consider that. The torpedoes are great, except for when the shields are up. So with that said, let's find more bad guys to shoot.
You cannot stop what is already set in motion. The Klingon Empire will fall.
Larson may have beamed himself and his agents to the surface. He also has Klingon traitors aiding his cause. We have more work to do, my friend. Let us beam down and attempt to contact Maven and my father before things get worse.
Alright, let's beam down.
Stay alert. Any Romulans here will be well hidden, but their Klingon allies will be able to move freely. Even so, someone might have noticed some unusual behavior. Let's start in the bar. Tongues loosened by blood wine may reveal clues we'd otherwise miss.
Very well. I could use a drink myself.
Did you see Jim Puck when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young tards here these days. I'm surprised that some of them can hold on to their batlets for the entire match. Ah!
He was that good, huh? Yeah, well.
Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear a story of my glory days in battle. Pull up a chair and I'll allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine.
Oh, no thanks.
Have you seen the fighter from the House of Duras? He looks like a real contender for champion standing. I'll bet you a barrel of blood wine that he wins without taking a single wound.
Now that would be impressive.
General Chang fought the Ha Master Corps, both in their prime fighting condition. Who do you think would take champion standing?
I don't know.
And what do you think of the new rule restricting bottomless links to between 110 and 120 centimeters?
Personally, I don't use anything other than the traditional 116 centimeter link, but I understand the desires of customizations of one's weapon. Now that you mention it, customized weapons do tend to be kind of fun.
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Mokai used a transporter to steal his opponent's bat'leth in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
If they can only beam down to the cargo areas.
The enemy is devious, moving in disguise. Tactics worthy of House Mokai, but not a true Klingon warrior. If they're posing as cargo haulers, they will have access to the locker rooms where competitors store their gear. They need only wait there for Maven between rounds and strike when he least expects it.
We need to gain access to those rooms as well.
Hearing the chanting
Green
and
light.
sounds of bat'leths reminds me of the first time I celebrated the Cote Maval festival.
There is a tribal.
That was the first time I remember understanding what it means to be a Klingon warrior.
Okay. Talk to the administrator.
Well, Nuknech, speak quickly. I have a tournament to run and little time for fools.
We require locker room access. Infiltrators may be present.
Access is limited to maintenance staff and competitors. If you have a security concern, take it up with security.
Are you not in charge here?
I am, and you will explain your impudence before I show you why I am in charge. The hard way.
This is an urgent matter, administrator. Blah, blah. This is an urgent matter, administrator.
There is another way. Is it still possible to enter the tournament?
I'm ready to participate immediately.
Not as a competitor, but we do have an opening for an exhibition match. One of the fighters put enough blood wine in his gut to drop the Gone King and had to withdraw. If you wish to take his place, I will allow it.
Let it be. That sounds like so much fun.
Then combat you shall have. No firearms are allowed. You must use a melee weapon. A bat'leth is preferred, but this is an exhibition, so you may use an unconventional melee weapon if you wish. Even one of those Vulcan lurpas they wave at each other in mating disputes. Ha!
Alright, equipping myself with melee. I've already got a melee, but I want to see what else they have. If they have any other.
And now,
Figured they'd have another one.
exhibition match.
Enemy targets on scene.
This concludes the exhibition. Our next match will begin shortly.
Cool.
Ha! You fight well. Work on your form, and you might qualify for next year's tournament.
Well, that'd be fun.
You may use the locker rooms to clean up. Go. Should you have the courage, I will allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine later. Perhaps we will see if you drink as well as you fight.
Perhaps we shall. Kapla.
I said that I would tell you the story of how I came to be called Chemtop. Chemtop was the name of a warrior who saved my father from assassins on Moranga Ford. I used the name Chemtop to honor his memory, to remind
this?
me of what it
A
means
globfly
to be
buzzes
Klingon.
into these hallowed chambers? This is a place for competitors, insect! Be gone!
I just completed an exhibition bout. Make way.
The insect buzzes still. I think it is time I stifled it permanently. Last chance, globfly. Leave on your own 2 feet or on the barge to Grethor. Your choice.
Bold words, Taheg. Come back them up.
More traitors in league with Tarson. They must be preparing to strike.
Okay, green light. Go. Green lights. There we go.
Target located. Crimes include sabotage and assassination. Authorized.
I have just finished the match. Leave me. I must prepare for the next bout.
Fine. We'll go to the next one. Next green light, right here.
You are looking for Maven? He is in another room, further down the hallway.
Further down the hallway. Here we go.
Maven has fallen to treachery. House of Martok will have its revenge. A field to weaken our energy weapons. Switch to a melee weapon.
Tor, I need reinforcements!
How? Alright, where was I? I was over here? Nope. One more down. What are they doing all right here for? And how do we end up back in this room? It's Worf!
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet. Explain yourself.
This was not Kimtar's doing.
Lady Sirella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here, and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors. And where were you when these assassins struck?
Both of you stop. We must focus on finding the real enemy.
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
With respect, sir, we have proof that another house is behind this.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sirella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons hiding in the shadows, with blades at our backs.
What Kimtar says is the truth. We must find these traitors and put an end to this plot.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. That does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
If we uncover the identity of this rival house, then we will be forced to act. If we uncover the identity of this rival house, then we will be forced to act in the open, where we can fight them head on.
Agreed. A great house conspiring with the Tal Shiar to assassinate other Klingons. And it is not just a theory. How high does the corruption go?
We will uncover the threat together.
Sirella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for her grandson. But I must also see that security remains a priority. To start, I am sending you a recruit from our house, the warrior Belera. She's been personally trained by me and will aid your crew as we fight against the House of Torg.
Alright. Some experience. Command codes. A new bridge officer, some dilithium, and a disruptor induction coil. Alright.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. My former jailers were from that house. At least, before we sent them to Grethel on the frozen tundra of Rura Pente. You have fought with me this far, my friend. Will you see this through to the end? Help me serve House Torg, a dish colder than the gulag they used to command.
It will be an honor. Let's go. Alright folks, and that's going to be all for this one. And I will be back, and we will be talking a little bit about healing. And so I look forward to seeing you then.